Okay, here we are, Inner City Press. We're leaving the Southern District of New York Courthouse today, Friday, August 28th, after a full day of action. We covered well more than 10 cases, but I have to say we learned quite a lot. Yesterday we covered our filing in the Michael Avenatti, Stormy Daniels case before Judge Furman. This afternoon he posted an order granting our application for leave to be heard, but reserving judgment on the sealing of the documents. That, in part, is because he's given Team Avenatti and the federal defender 7 days to respond. The U.S. also did it. We'll probably write that over the weekend. But here's a not just interesting. I want to try to be fair here. So Larry Ray, noted alleged sex cultist at Sarah Lawrence College. Now the government has a dispute with federal defenders concerning a protective order. And they asked Judge Lyman, Louis J. Lyman, if they could submit under seal documents about the case. And Judge Lyman, to his credit, said, well, let's see if there's an application to unseal. And so we submitted an application, and here's why. Now, generally, this is. I'm hoping that we're going to find the New York Law Journal down there in the garbage in front of 60 Center. So this may be Inner City Press School of Law Episode 3. But if it's not, it doesn't matter. Because the legal issue here is, whereas, as we learned in front of two cases in front of Judge Gardefee today, whereas the general rule is that discovery is not submitted to the court, is simply a matter between the parties to litigation, whether civil or criminal. In this case, the U.S. Attorney wants to submit these documents to a judge to convince them of their position. Now, it's our position, Inner City Press, budding transparency advocacy organization, it's our position that the moment you submit documents to a judicial officer, a judge, seeking to advocate a position, they are judicial documents to which the presumption of public access obtains. Now, we'll see what happens because they haven't actually submitted them yet. Assistant U.S. Attorney Danielle Sassoon jumped the gun. It was supposed to be filed today at 5, so we were waiting to see what they filed, but then they filed it and they got it endorsed, and then we had to file. It was endorsed, and now the documents are supposedly due on Monday. But we've contested that they should be sealed. Will they submit them? Taking the chance they'll be unsealed. Will they not submit them? All right. This may seem like a lot of mumbo-jumbo. And even a few short months ago, I might have thought so. But I'm now totally into it. I'm totally into it. I feel like some of my earlier inquiries into these matters are finally bearing fruit. Now, this is what I don't understand. New York City is not really subject to the type of unrest that a certain candidate/incumbent is talking about, and yet, this area is sealed. And I say that without rancor. Without rancor. Let's check it out. If we find the New York Law Journal, then that will make it clear that this is Episode 3 of the Inner City Press School of Law. Even if we don't, it might be, because things are getting heady around here. Real heady. Now, they might be bagged up, and if they are, we don't breach any bags. We've got some shredded documents coming out of the court. Now, that's interesting. Were these sealed documents? Anyway, wait a second. Is that the New York Times or is that the New York Law Journal? It might be the New York Law Journal. If it is, we're going in. Although, there we go. We don't have to go in anywhere. There it is, the New York Law Journal. This is Episode 3 of Inner City Press School of Law. Now, let's see if we can get a full week's collection. We're learning. There's no loss of face in saying we need to learn. We've got Wednesday. Let's go a little deeper. This is sort of tongue-in-cheek. Well, I guess what we're trying to say is that if you want to learn. Is that also Wednesday? Also Wednesday. These may all be Wednesday, in which case that'll be the only day that we learn what's happening in the New York State court system. But there we have Tuesday. Whoop. No, Thursday. All right. It's really great. These Fridays are fabulous. We might actually have... Wait a second. I've seen... Somebody wrote... Well, let's get the full edition. Half an edition is no good. Again, I'm going to be as neat as I can here. What do we got? That also could be Thursday. Hang on a moment. Forsyth, yeah. All right. Again, we're not gluttons here. We just, what do we got? Thursday? Also Thursday. There's a lot of Thursday. I don't know. It seems like that day was not a winner on the law journal front. What do we got? Tuesday. Okay, that's fine. For me, basta. Although Monday would be nice to have, and also Friday. Friday they may not be throwing out yet. They may be clinging to Friday. Let's see. That's also Tuesday. Okay, we'll take 3. 3 is enough. And there you have it. Here, at the Southern District of New York, the New York Law Journal. This is the Inner City Press School of Law, Episode 3. In this case, this is going to become an ongoing issue for us. Here, on Worth Street, Foley Square. What is a judicial document? How does it apply in the case of Avenatti, Larry Ray, and that strangely dormant case of U.S. versus Edwards, the leaker of Manafort's suspicious activity reports? Well, we'll soon find out. Inner City Press School of Law. Let's continue. Don't be too proud to learn. To be continued. Have a good weekend.